Crunch. Today in our studio, it's Dorp High School against Susan Wagner High School. And here's the host of High School Cranial Crunch, James Overton.
Thank you, Dave. Dave's a little calm today. Welcome to Staten Island Cable's High School Cranial Crunch. Before we get started, let's introduce our two teams. First of all, our red team, Dorp High School, and their captain, Christian Moore.
Tony Marie Salvi.
Don't stall like that.
Anna Fiorentino.
Megan McMahon.
And Christian, your coach, please.
Mr. Tenenbaum.
Thank you for coming down today. Good luck in today's game. Their opponents, Susan Wagner High School, and their captain,
Matthew Cohen.
Anil Abraham. Laurel Grodman. Kathleen Berger.
and Matthew.
And the coach is Mr. Coleman.
Thanks for coming down today. Good luck in our game. Our judge again is Verna Loria, the supervisor of guidance for basis. Cranial Crunch is so simple to play. You've all played before except you two. But it's not a problem. Like I said, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I'll ask a question for a specific team. They get it right, they get 10 points. They get it wrong, the other team can steal it away for 5. Any questions? My name just came in. You have to ring in, and I have to call you. That threw me off a little bit. You got to ring in, and I have to call you before you can answer. All right? Any questions at all? All right. Anna, we'll have no shenanigans from you this afternoon. Our first question is for Dorp, and it's a sexist question. Kidding. See, only those of you that watch the show really know what I'm talking about. So if you don't watch, shame on you. Tune in more often. We're here all the time. Just watch. Write me a letter. If you're watching, write me a letter. 100 Cable Way, 103, was it 03? Something like that? There you go. Write me a letter. Just make it nice. Okay, enough of just me. Dorp, how are you? Good, great. Your question. Here it is. In the novel, he learns French and has, as his 3 favorite books, Plutarch's Lives, Goethe's The Sorrows of Young Werther, and Milton's Paradise Lost. Name this surprisingly literate character of Mary Shelley. Anna?
Frankenstein.
Correct, for 10 points. A long way to go just for little Frankie. Susan Wagner. How are you? Doing good? You too nervous? First time on television? No big deal. No big deal. Your question. The first question. Named for a healing pool near Jerusalem. It is the site of the National Library of Medicine, the largest such library in the world, as well as the U.S. Naval Medical Center. For 10 points, name this Maryland suburb of Washington, D.C. Matthew?
Annapolis.
Incorrect. Dorp? Bethesda. Dorp, your question. Did you tell Coach Raffanello I said hi?
He forgot.
No shenanigans.
Forget. Dorp, your question. He was the first elected U.S. president denied renomination by his party. For 10 points, who was this Democrat from New Hampshire not renominated in 1856? Susan Wagner? Franklin Pierce. 10-0. Susan Wagner, your question. If hosting a few dozen guests for breakfast is ambitious, what's 12,000 of them? He did that over 15 years, the last of whom appeared on January 3rd, 1997. For 10 points, name this man who spent 7,500 hours on camera before he kissed today goodbye. Dorp. Megan?
Brian Gumble.
Brian Gumble is correct for 5 points. I don't like Brian Gumble. I don't like him at all. I don't think he's that talented, really. My boss is going to kill me. 15-0. I've insulted so many people during the show. 15-0. New Dorp, your question. As of early 1997, almost one-half of the 7,881 cases of animal rabies in the U.S. were attributed to these animals. For 10 points, identify this nocturnal carnivore with a bushy, ringed tail. Tony Marie?
Raccoon.
Raccoon is correct for 10 points. This house cleaning, sorry. 25-0. 25-0. Susan Wagner. It'll be okay, trust me. Your question. It lasted almost 300 years, falling between the Yuan and Qing dynasties. For 10 points, what is this dynasty famous for its ceramics and porcelain? Kathleen?
The Ming Dynasty?
The Ming Dynasty is correct. What are you laughing about? Don't laugh.
I'm not.
Okay, that goes for you too, huh? New Dorp, 25-10, your question. That's right, don't get him in trouble. President Reagan named Lorette Ruppé to head it, and she spent her 8-year tenure fighting Reagan administration plans to cut, politicize, or abolish it. For 10 points, name this independent agency that was, according to founding director Sergeant Shriver, saved by Ms. Ruppé. Anyone from Susan Wagner? Peace Corps. The Peace Corps. 25-10. Susan Wagner, your question. The ratio of the speed of an object to the speed of sound in the same medium is measured in what numbers named for an Austrian physicist? Is that in time? Anu?
A Newton?
Incorrect. New Dorp? Hannah?
Joel.
Incorrect. Mach. Mach numbers. $25.10. I get no help in the studio. I get no help at all. Thank you. $25.10. New Dorp, your question. Courts in this state are being hit with paper terrorism by an independence movement claiming that its annexation by the U.S. was illegal. For 10 points, name this state and former republic, perhaps fittingly using the tourist slogan, "It's like a whole other country." Susan Wagner? Matthew?
Texas.
Texas is correct. You're new here. We don't like when people do that. That's all right. It's okay. Texas was correct. They have the worst sports team in Texas. Teams. I don't like any team from Texas. I don't. Texas Rangers, Dallas Cowboys, I don't like none of them. Where are we? New Dorp? You guys up? No, it's Susan Wagner. Okay. See, at least you're honest. Unlike 25-15. Susan Wagner, your question. He began his farewell season in 1997 by competing in Grand Prix events in Australia and New Zealand, limiting himself to the 100-meter dash and foregoing the long jump, in which he won 4 of his 9 Olympic golds. For 10 points, name him. Laurel?
Carl Lewis?
That is correct for 10 points. Some of you might remember a couple of years back, Carl Lewis sang the national anthem at a New Jersey Nets game. It was possibly the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But Carl Lewis will never come on Staten Island, so I can say what I want about him. 25 all. New Dorp, your question. It was really funny. It was good. Its controlling council was the Suprema, and it was instituted in 1478 by Pope Sixtus IV at the request of Ferdinand and Isabella of Spain. For 10 points, name this much-feared church institution directed against all non-Catholics. Hannah?
The Roman Catholic Church?
Incorrect. Susan Wagner? The Spanish Inquisition. Susan Wagner, your question. The tall members are in the center, and the shorter ones are at the ends, which creates the illusion of uniform height. But they are all between 5 feet 5 and 1/2 inches and 5 feet 9 inches. For 10 points, name these Radio City Music Hall dancers. Kathleen?
The Rockettes?
The Rockettes is correct for 10 points. That buzzer means it's the end of round 1. It's 35-25. Susan Wagner with the lead. We'll be right back with round 2 of High School Cranial Crunch in just a moment.
What you know can help you. What I've done in high school is really going to help me mature and become my own person. I think it's given me a good way to dive into the future. I really feel prepared to go to college, realize that what you're learning you actually need to know. If you have knowledge, you become more mature and realize what's really important with life.
Our island is about 14 miles long and 7 miles wide.
It is home to over 400,000 of us, and we live within some of the most unique communities ever established. And that's where it will all happen.
The new century is just around the corner.
And the information revolution is transforming our many communities into one.
And just as the home computer has made the world a little smaller, the borough-wide upgrade of Staten Island's cable service is about to make our choices much wider.
It's all about the future.
It's all about connecting the community.
I don't think there is anything the kids won't want to learn. I got involved with the cable in the classroom. They actually come in here and they can't wait to see something that's on television. And then the things that they've learned just from using this is just incredible. Any subject. It's amazing what's on during the night. And the amount of things that you can tape. If they're doing Somalia, yeah, right, so there it is on the map. But if they're actually seeing Somalia and seeing what the people look like, and then we place it in the context of where it is in the world, it makes a really big difference to them.
If your monthly bills are getting out of hand, there's good news. With the Richmond County Savings Bank no-fee checking account, pay your monthly bills without paying for check fees, maintenance fees, and without maintaining a high minimum balance. Why pay for checking when Richmond County Savings Bank will give it to you free? It's the best friend a checking customer can have. Richmond County Savings Bank, keeping your dreams safe, our promise since 1886.
Welcome back to Staten Island Cable's High School Cranial Crunch. It's round 2. In this round, I will ask a question. Anyone in the entire studio, I really don't care, they can answer. You get it right, you get 10 points. And then your team gets a special bonus question, which can range in value from 10 points all the way up to an unbelievable 30 points. You believe it, Matthew?
I believe it.
You believe it? You a believer?
Yeah.
All right. Want to sing? All right. During the bonus question, that's the only time that you guys can talk it over. I need one of you to ring in and give me an answer. Any questions? Good. First question, team toss-up. Anyone can answer. Its species include the green lantern, lemon, angel, cookie cutter, tiger, and thresher. For 10 points, name these carnivorous fish. Kristen?
Shark.
Sharks is correct. The bonus question is worth 20 points. My goodness, bear with me. Many dogs suffer from both chironophobia and brontophobia. It's close enough, so I'll accept it. A lot better than having hydrophobia, but still an annoyance to pet owners who have to coax a frightened Fido out from under the bed. For 10 points apiece, those two related phobias involve fear of what? Hydrophobia is water. Kristen?
Sound and, I don't know.
Water.
No, I don't believe
It was thunder and lightning. Team toss-up. Anyone can answer. This town's 112-acre ski area is North America's largest. Plenty of room to host the 1997 International Ski Federation's World Cup Finals. For 10 points, name this resort a couple of hours from Aspen. Tony Marie?
Bell.
Vail is correct. Do you ski?
No, but I watch skiing on
But you
TV.
watch skiing.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite skier? Is that possible?
I like Peekaboo Street.
Peekaboo Street.
Yep. And Alberto Tomba. He's an Italian skier.
All right. 45-35. Okay, you're getting a little bit... Okay, fine. Never mind. 45-35. You know what? This is your bonus question. This one is worth 30 points. 30 points. You have your pencils and paper? Consider the vitamins H, K, D, A, and niacin. For 10 points apiece, which one, number one, is also classified as a steroid? Need an answer. It was vitamin D. Number two, which one is fat soluble and needs to synthesize and is needed? Which one is fat soluble and is needed to synthesize blood clotting factors? Kristen?
Vitamin K.
Vitamin K is correct for 10 points. For 10 more points, just because I'm a nice guy. It's the rules, actually. I'm not that nice. Will cause pellagra if deficient. Kristen?
Niacin.
Niacin is correct. That's another 10 points. You got 20 out of 30. 65-35. Team toss-up. In Hebrew tradition, he is the only angel who could speak Syrian and Chaldee, while in Islam, he was the chief of the 4 favored angels and the spirit of truth who revealed the Quran. For 10 points, name him. Gabriel. Did you know that, Tony Marie?
I wasn't sure.
You weren't sure. Take a guess. 65-35. The 11th of Woodrow Wilson's 14 points guaranteed this then landlocked nation access to the Adriatic Sea. For 10 points, name this increasingly expansionistic republic with the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, within the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. Christian?
The Czech Republic.
Incorrect. Anyone from Wagner? Matthew?
Serbia.
Serbia is correct. 10 points. Your bonus question. Germany's Cologne Cathedral is said to be their final resting place. Collectively, they're known as the Magi. For 10 points each, what were the individual names of these 3 wise men proclaimed to be saints in Cologne's calendar of saints, the 3 who visited the baby Jesus? Balthasar, Casper, or Gasper, and Melchior. Close to any of them? No? No. Neither was I. 65-45, team toss-up. With just 1,000 undergrads, it has a dozen Nobel Prize winners on its faculty and another dozen among its alumni. For 10 points, name this university founded as Throop Polytechnic Institute in Pasadena, California. Megan?
Caltech.
Caltech is correct for 10 points. Your bonus question is worth 30 points. Identify this city after one clue for 30, after two clues for 20, or after all three for 10. If you answer incorrectly in one of the first two, that's it. You don't get a chance for any more. Clear? Cool. Number one, first clue. Settled in 1858, it became the first railhead of the Union Pacific Railroad at the northern terminus of the Chisholm Trail. Clue number two, for 20 points. This Kansas town became famous in 1871 when Wild Bill Hickok became its marshal. Kristen?
Wichita?
Incorrect. Abilene, Kansas. That buzzer means round two is over. 75-45, New Dorp with the lead. We'll be right back with crunch time in just a moment.
I had presented the idea of children's picture books to the children using children's cable on the Learning Channel. After viewing some of that, they selected a particular character, gave the character a conflict or problem, and developed a story. I'm constantly looking for something a little bit unique that makes them feel unique. I still get excited coming into work in the morning when I think I'm going to try something new.
Starting here. Starting now. At the College of Staten Island. The exceptional faculty. The resources. The power. All right here. Waiting for you. One experience that will make the difference for the rest of your life. The College of Staten Island can make it happen. Starting with you.
School is a very good place to learn how to interact with other people. We're affected so greatly by what we learn and what we're good at, and that's what we want to pursue in life and whatever we enjoy. Teachers are supposed to teach, and they're supposed to give students what they know and the knowledge they've learned. And students have to have their job to learn whatever they can and use it in their lives.
What's the recipe for a game show that you can learn from?
First, add a cool-looking set.
Then you'll need some high school students who are willing to crunch their cranium.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
Of course, there's the host.
It's now time for crunch time.
Oh yeah, and the questions. And not the easy ones. The ones that bend the brain.
I'll get it right.
And don't forget the sound effects.
Tune in on these dates and times for the most educational game show around. Staten Island Cable's High School Cranial Crunch.
Only on Island 16.
Welcome back to Staten Island Cable's High School Cranial Crunch. It is round three, crunch time. Here in this round, same format as last time. Team toss-up, anyone can ring in an answer. You get it right, you get 10 points. You get it wrong, 10-point deduction. There's a penalty this time, so be careful. Once the question is incorrect, it's gone. The other team cannot steal it away. It's gone forever. Any questions? 75-45, New Dorp High School with the lead. Good luck to both of our teams. Oh, it's going to be a good one. First question, team toss-up. The best place to see him or her or it is Urquhart Castle, 16 miles southwest of Inverness, overlooking Britain's largest freshwater lake. For 10 points, what is this Scottish beast whose formal name is Necessiterus? Oh, cool. Who is that?
The Loch Ness Monster?
Thank you very much, Anna. Oh, my goodness. I take back everything I've ever said about you, Anna. You're really cool. I'm not even going to attempt to finish that one for you. 85-45. And his 1997 novel, Aftermath. His 1997 novel, Aftermath, is set in the year 2019 after a race war has devastated America. For 10 points, who is this African-American actor, director, and producer of the Emmy-winning Reading Rainbow? Tony Marie.
LeVar Burton.
Correct for 10 points. Derived from the Latin word for punishment, this division of criminology concerns itself with the rehabilitation of prisoners and the management of prisons. For 10 points, name this study. Penology. Make up your own little jokes. 95-45. You're in high school, you can do it. In January 1997, it began a 10-month formal celebration of the 700th anniversary of its current ruling dynasty. For 10 points, name the smallest nation in the UN. Monaco. I almost said Monica. Those of you that don't know, Monica is the host of Staten Island in Focus, which can be seen on New York 1 Friday night, 7:30 to 8 o'clock. And again on Island 16 at 10 p.m. I got my little plug in. 95-45, New Dorp with the lead. Watching Focus, it's a good show. I get paid every time I do that, so watch the show. His first law is also known as the law of segregation. Mendel. Mendel is correct. 95-55. All non-Muslims are banned from the city of Mecca by Saudi law. For 10 points, what other holy city and destination of the Hijra?
Medina?
What was that?
Medina?
Medina is correct for 10 points. Got to speak up a little bit. I'm getting deep in my old age. 95-65. In literature, it is used for all of an author's works that are accepted as genuine. In biblical studies, it is used for authorized works as opposed to those in the Apocrypha. What is this noun? Canon. Upon seeing it completed, Emperor Justinian exclaimed, "I have outdone you, O Solomon," for 10 points. Name this innovative architectural masterpiece with a 102-foot dome, 184 feet high. Kathleen?
Taj Mahal?
Incorrect. Santa Sofia. His moment of glory was as a high school basketball star. Everything after that was an anticlimax, including his on-again, off-again marriage to Janice Springer. For 10 points, name this hero of a series of novels by John Updike. Harry Rabbit Angstrom. And that buzzer means it's the end of our game, and New Dorp comes away with a 95-55 victory today. The next time, sure, you can clap that. That's enough, that's enough. Next time you tune in to Cranial Crunch, which I'm sure will be tomorrow, you will see McKee High School and Susan Wagner High School. You guys are coming back.
Yay.
Thank you all for watching High School Cranial Crunch, and we'll see you sooner or later. Bye-bye.
We were able to help you produce a spot, and it has been successful in getting the word out about the new College of Staten Island. I'd like to invite any of the business owners on Staten Island who may be watching, if you'd like to feature your business in a television
Welcome to Staten Island Cable's High School Cranial Crunch. Today in our studio, it's McKee High School against Susan Wagner High. And here's the host of High School Cranial Crunch, James Overton.
Hello everyone and welcome to Staten Island Cable's High School Cranial Crunch. Before we get started today, let's introduce our two teams. First of all, the red team, McKee High School, and their captain.
How you doing? My name is Victor Kilpatrick. I'm a senior and I love my girlfriend Jessica.
Hello, my name is Chaz Tyler and I'm from McKee High School.
Hi, my name is Des Lacey. I go to McKee High School. I'm a senior.
My name is Harold Wilson Suarez Jr. I'm a senior at Ralph McKee Vocational and Technical High School.
And Victor, your coach, please.
Bruce Cohen.
Thanks for coming down today. Good luck in today's game. Their opponents, the yellow team, Susan Wagner High School, and their captain.
My name is Sharif Marcos. I'm a senior.
My name is Matthew Cohen. I'm a junior.
Laurel Gradman. I'm a senior.
Anu Abraham. I'm a senior.
And Sharif, your coach, please.
Our coach is Mr. Coleman.
Thanks for coming down today. Good luck in today's game. Our judge today is Staten Island Cable's own Karen LaCava, who's taking time out of her busy schedule to help us out a little bit. Thank you, Karen. Before we go any further, we did our choral concerts recently, and Lemuel Soto from PS11 gave me this bow tie, which I told him I was going to wear, but I can't wear it on the air. I'm sorry. But I promise I'll do something for you somewhere down the line. I promise, Lemuel. Thanks for watching. All right, back to the show. Piece of cake, easy game show. In this first round, I'm going to ask a question. I'll pick one team, I'll ask a question. You get it right, you get 10 points. You get it wrong, the other team can steal it away for 5. Any questions? All right. Good luck to both teams. First question for McKee, our red team. Her gravestone in Winchester Cathedral doesn't mention that she was a writer. Indeed, at her death in 1817, only her immediate family knew that she had anonymously written Emma, Pride and Prejudice, and other novels. For 10 points, name her. Anyone from Wagner for 5 points? Anu?
Jane Austen.
Jane Austen's correct for 5 points. Susan Wagner, your question. Commercially, his voyage was a bust. He returned in 1499 having lost 2 ships and half of his crew. Brought back no gold and just a handful of peppercorns and cloves to prove that he had been in India. For 10 points, name this Portuguese. Laurel?
Columbus.
Incorrect. McKee?
America Vespucci.
Incorrect. Vasco da Gama. McKee's question. No person in the U.S. shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in or denied benefits of or subjected to discrimination under any educational program or activity receiving federal aid. So reads what title of 1972's educational amendments? Chad?
14.
Incorrect. Susan Wagner? Matthew?
9.
9 is correct. Susan Wagner's question. William Moulton Marston, best known for inventing the lie detector, also created this superheroine who debuted in All-Star Comics in 1941 and proved so popular that she had her own title by the following summer. For 10 points, name this proto-feminist from Paradise Island. Sharif?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman's correct. McKee, your question. The bell of its historic Old Dutch church pealed for 15 minutes in December 1996, celebrating its name change from North Tarrytown, New York, to what village made famous in Washington Irving's tale of a headless horseman? Anyone from Susan Wagner? Sharif?
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow is correct for 5 points. Susan Wagner. Japanese tourists regularly swamp her cottage in England's Lake District because her children's books are so often used in English language classes in Japan. For 10 points, who was this creator of Peter Rabbit? Anyone from McKee for 5 points? Harold?
Peter?
No, it's Beatrix Potter. McKee's question. Though its basin is spread throughout Montana, Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, and Nevada, it forms the border between Washington and Oregon. For 10 points, name this river. Was that in time? Harold?
The Oregon River?
Incorrect. Susan Wagner for 5 points. Columbia River. Wagner's question. It doesn't have a hardness on the Mohs scale, as it can't scratch any other mineral, nor can any other mineral scratch it. For 10 points, name this elemental and slippery metal that won't solidify until 38 degrees below zero.
Mercury?
Matthew? Was that?
Mercury?
Mercury's correct. Okay. McKee's question. Its 3 grades are 1D, almost kerosene, 2D, almost home heating oil, and 4D, used for ships and stationary industrial engines. For 10 points, what is this fuel measured in cetane numbers and often used in 18-wheel trucks? Victor?
Diesel.
Diesel's correct for 10 points. Susan Wagner. 4 of the more notorious locales in this city were named the Butyrka, the Sukhanova, the Lefortovo, and especially the Lubyanka. For 10 points, name this Russian city with those political prisons. Laurel?
Siberia.
Incorrect. McKee? Chaz? Incorrect. Moscow. McKee's question. This ultra-dense variety of lignite coal was popularized as jewelry for widows by Queen Victoria after the death of Prince Albert. For 10 points, what is this black gemstone with a 3-letter name? Des?
I don't know.
I know what you were thinking, too. Susan Wagner? Anu?
Onyx?
Incorrect. What were you going to say?
Yeah, Onyx.
Onyx? It was jet. Susan Wagner's question. The extreme southwestern tip of Europe, where the Atlantic and the Mediterranean meet, is a 2,400-foot rock that's been used as a military and naval base since 1830. For 10 points, name this British colony. Sharif?
Gibraltar?
Correct, 10 points. McKee. These thermoplastic synthetic resins are made from ethylene glycol, which is a type of antifreeze, and a compound known as PTA, which has nothing to do with parents or teachers. For 10 points, name this class of fabrics including Fortrel and Dacron. Is that in time? No, not in time. Anyone from Susan Wagner? Polyester. Susan Wagner, your question, 45 to 10. It began with a chance meeting of 2 businessmen at the Central Hotel in Boscobel, Wisconsin in 1898. It made its first delivery to the Superior Hotel in Iron Mountain, Montana in 1908. For 10 points, name this Bible distributing organization. Sharif?
Gideon's?
Correct, 10 points. McKee. Her first book was published 8 years before her 1990 divorce, so it and all the others appeared under her married name. Otherwise, you'd find entertaining and weddings under K for Costera. Name this doyenne of decorating do's and don'ts. Harold?
Better homes and something housing.
Incorrect. Susan Wagner? Sharif?
Martha Stewart?
Martha Stewart's correct for 5. Susan Wagner. Adopted in 1967, It has been used only twice, in 1973 and again in 1974, when first Gerald Ford and then Nelson Rockefeller became vice president. For 10 points, name this constitutional amendment. Matthew?
24.
Incorrect. McKee? Chaz?
4. What was that? 4?
Incorrect. 25th. The buzzer means it's the end of round 1. We'll be right back with round 2 in just a moment.
Can help you. What I've done in high school is really going to help me mature and become my own person. I think it's given me a good way to dive into the future. I really feel prepared to go to college, realize that what you're learning you actually need to know. If you have knowledge, you become more mature and realize what's really important with life.
Our island is about 14 miles long and 7 miles wide.
It is home to over 400,000 of us, and we live within some of the most unique communities ever established. And that's where it will all happen.
The new century is just around the corner.
And the information revolution is transforming our many communities into one.
And just as the home computer has made the world a little smaller, the borough-wide upgrade of Staten Island's cable service is about to make our choices much wider.
It's all about the future.
It's all about connecting the community.
I don't think there's anything the kids won't want to learn. I got involved with the cable in the classroom. They actually come in here and they can't wait to see something that's on television. And then the things that they've learned just from using this is just incredible. Any subject. It's amazing what's on during the night. And the amount of things that you can tape. If they're doing Somalia, yeah, right, so there it is on the map. But if they're actually seeing Somalia and seeing what the people look like, and then we place it in the context of where it is in the world, it makes a really big difference to them.
If your monthly bills are getting out of hand, there's good news. With a Richmond County Savings Bank no-fee checking account, pay your monthly bills without paying for check fees, maintenance fees, and without maintaining a high minimum balance. Why pay for checking when Richmond County Savings Bank will give it to you free? It's the best friend a checking customer can have. Richmond County Savings Bank, keeping your dreams safe, our promise since 1886.
Welcome back to Staten Island Cable's High School Cranial Crunch. It's now time for round 2. In this round, it's team toss-up. Anyone on either team can ring in an answer. If you get it right, you get 10 points. Then your team also gets a special bonus question that can range in value from 10 points up to 30 points. During the bonus question, it's the only time you can talk it over, and then one of you has to ring in and give me an answer. Any questions? First toss-up question. Charles Dickens wrote it in a reaction to the Poor Law of 1834 that ended payments to the poor unless they entered workhouses. For 10 points, what is this novel of social criticism named for a workhouse orphan? Laurel?
David Copperfield?
Incorrect. Oliver Twist. About 500,000 years ago, it blew its estimated mile-high cone to smithereens and then slowly rebuilt itself as a half-mile-high volcano. That smaller cone then created the loudest sound in recorded history when it went kaboom in 1883. For 10 points, name it. Krakatoa. The first athlete ever to appear on a box of Wheaties did so in 1935 after winning gold medals in the javelin throw and hurdles at the 1932 LA Olympics. For 10 points, name this future golf star and founder of the Ladies Professional Golf Association. Mildred Babe Didrikson. King Suryavarman II is today forgotten, but the monument built to proclaim his divinity has been for 8 centuries the largest religious structure in the world? For 10 points, name this temple complex in northwestern Cambodia. Angkor Wat. This one-syllable noun now names a simple dress for women, but it was originally the mantle of a monk or priest. For 10 points, what is this noun whose original meaning is preserved in a verb to deprive a minister of his or her rank? Sharif?
Frock.
Frock is correct. Your bonus question is worth 20 points. Her biography, A Life, is divided into 3 sections: Breakout, Breakdown, and Breakthrough, covering her unhappy Baltimore childhood, her first time in the Air Force, and now her job as Howard Stern's sidekick. For 20 points, who is this radio personality who played herself in the film Private Parts? Laurel?
Robin Quivers.
That is correct, for 20 points. Team toss-up. She lived in Titusville, Pennsylvania, when the world's first oil well was drilled. She lived in Titusville, Pennsylvania, when the world's first oil well was drilled there, and so was in a unique position to see the creation of the oil industry. For 10 points, who was this crusading journalist who ripped Mr. Rockefeller in her History of the Standard Oil Company?
Ida Tarbell.
That is correct. Your bonus question is worth 20 points. He ultimately lived another 40 years, but it was a close call at Christmas 1750 when an experiment in electrocuting a turkey went badly wrong. For 10 points apiece. Number 1. Who was this Yankee inventor who knocked himself out and went into convulsions to the horror of his guests, but to the presumed relief of the turkey?
Ben Franklin?
Ben Franklin is correct for 10 points. Second half of your question. Franklin's turkey zapper consisted of a pair of link capacitors that stored electric power and that were known as what kind of jars? Sharif?
Bell jars?
Incorrect. Leyden. Leyden jars. So you got 10 points for your bonus. Team toss-up. It began and ended with relatively minor battles, starting with a naval action off the Dutch town of Sluis and ending with a land skirmish at Castillon, France. For 10 points, name this Anglo-French war that just went on and on. Sharif?
100 Years' War?
100 Years' War is correct. Another 20-point bonus. Quote, after 12 years in the major leagues, I do not feel that I am a piece of property to be bought and sold irrespective of my wishes, end quote. For 10 points apiece, what center fielder was referencing his 12 years with what team when he wrote that in 1969, becoming baseball's first free agent? Curt Flood of the St. Louis Cardinals. Team toss-up. Scientists are close to perfecting a vaccine to prevent the common illness that, until recently, wasn't even suspected of being caused by a bacteria. For 10 points, name this kind of raw area on the stomach wall once thought to be due to stress.
Ulcer?
What was that?
Ulcer?
Ulcer is correct. 30-point bonus. Name this city of 140,000 after 1 clue for 30 points, after 2 clues for 20, or after all 3 for 10. Number 1. It, rather than nearby Berlin, is the capital of Brandenburg. Number 2, for 20 points. Its most famous building is Frederick the Great's Palace of Sanssouci. For 10 points. In August 1945, it was the site of the Allied conference that demanded the unconditional surrender of Japan. Sharif?
Bonn?
Potsdam. Round 2 is over. Round 3 will be right back in just a moment. Don't go away.
had presented the idea of children's picture books to the children using children's cable on the Learning Channel. After viewing some of that, they selected a particular character, gave the character a conflict or problem, and developed a story. I'm constantly looking for something a little bit unique that makes them feel unique. I still get excited coming into work in the morning when I think I'm going to try something new.
Starting here, starting now, at the College of Staten Island, the exceptional faculty, the resources, the power, all right here, waiting for you. One experience that will make the difference for the rest of your life. The College of Staten Island can make it happen, starting with you.
School is a very good place to learn how to interact with other people. We're affected so greatly by what we learn and what we're good at, and that's what we want to pursue in life and whatever we enjoy. Teachers are supposed to teach, and they're supposed to give students what they know and the knowledge they've learned. And students have to have their job to learn whatever they can and use it in their lives.
It started with the intermediate schools.
They're having a ball over here. Ever made. Sean. Brian.
And who do you think will be crunching next?
Welcome to Staten Island Cable High School Cranial Crunch.
Tune in to Staten Island Cable's Island 16 on these dates and times for all the excitement of high school Cranial Crunch.
Cranial Crunch graduates to the high school years. Join us.
Welcome back to Staten Island Cable's High School Cranial Crunch. It's now crunch time, round 3. In this round is team toss-up once again. Anyone can ring in an answer. Get it right, you get 10 points. You get it wrong, it's a 10-point deduction. Once the question is wrong, then it's dead. The other team cannot steal it for any point. Any questions? Good luck to both teams. First toss-up. After 3 years fending off the Roman legions laying siege to this solitary mountain refuge, the Zealots committed... Sharif? That's correct. In 1992, he was given the American Film Institute's Lifetime Achievement Award, the first time that award went to an African American. Harold?
Spike Lee.
Incorrect. Sidney Poitier. It consisted of the Treaty of Munster and the Treaty of Osnabrück that jointly concluded the 30 Years' War. For 10 points, what German province containing the cities of Munster and Osnabrück lent its name to this 1648 peace? Westphalia. In 1971, it bucked the trend when its citizens voted against joining what is now the European Union. In 1994, it reapplied and was reaccepted, only to have its voters reject the idea again. For 10 points, name this NATO nation bordering Sweden. Sharif? Incorrect. Norway. Its Palmer Stadium, the U.S.'s second oldest football stadium, hosted its last pigskin game ever in 1996. For 10 points, what university is this? The only Ivy League school in New Jersey. Laurel?
Princeton.
Princeton is correct. It rises in northern Maine and runs 140 miles before joining the St. John River in New Brunswick. For 10 points, name this minor river that lent its name to a nasty little border war in 1839 between the U.S. and British Canada. Victor?
Hudson. Hudson.
Incorrect. The Aroostook River. Germany under the Kaisers was a federation of 25 states. Bavaria, with 5.5 million people in 1890, was the second largest. The largest by far, with 30 million, was, for 10 points, what long, dominant North German state? Prussia. Its 1922 dedication ceremony was strictly segregated, with white and black restrooms, restaurants, and seating areas. The irony seems to have escaped President Harding, as he officially opened what Washington, D.C. memorial? Sharif?
Lincoln Memorial?
That is correct. He was knighted in 1907, 24 years after his collaborator, because a composer was taken more seriously than a lyricist in Victorian England. For 10 points, name this partner of Sir Arthur Sullivan. Sir William S. Gilbert. This New York publishing house founded its first magazine in 1850 and ultimately had 3 magazines bearing the possessive form of its name, followed by monthly or weekly or bazaar. For 10 points, name this publisher. Harper. Sacked by the Goths in AD 267, it declined in power and prestige until it fell to village status after its capture by the Turks in 1456. For 10 points, name Sharif?
Constantinople?
Incorrect. It was Athens, Greece. The buzzer means it's the end of our game. Susan Wagner comes away with our victory today. The next time you watch Cranial Crunch, you will see Tottenville High School and Curtis High School. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.